Alright, welcome to Assassin's Creed 3. We're going to talk about some fighting today, and not this fight, because this is one of the dumbest mini games I've ever played in my life, mostly thanks to its lack of direction. And definitely not this guy. Mr. Lee forgot to cock his piece there.
I will abide no more flies in the...
But Assassin's Creed 3 does allow you to do some cool things, like fly off of very high heights, and then do these little aerial assassinations where you kind of track your target sometimes. And it's really a pretty cool system, I have to admit. I've never been a real fan of contextual controls where the same button might do different things depending on what's going on around you. But clearly, I do have to admit that whoever is behind the fighting system in Assassin's Creed 3 has done a pretty cool job. I mean, it's pretty fun, and it actually works pretty well most of the time. There's just a lot of different things you can do, and there are contextual buttons that help you. You don't have to have an insane number of buttons to do the combos. And I didn't realize that guy disappeared through the snow right there, but you can basically do a lot of different things with the same few buttons, and it's a pretty decent system. It takes a little bit to get used to because, just like everything else in this game, there's not a ton of explanation about it. They do explain the fighting a little bit, but you pretty much have to go through Assassin's Creed 3 figuring things out on your own for the most part, and it's been out for a while, so there are plenty of tutorials and things like that, but it's a little frustrating at first. Once you are patient and kind of figure out the system a little bit and play around with it, it actually gets really enjoyable, and you'll turn from free climbing all over the buildings and stuff to fighting all the time. Free climbing will become boring. You can also do cool stuff like hide in the wagons that are moving around and kill people. Jump out and surprise people. It's pretty fun, and part of the challenges that they give you as well. So it's good stuff. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go through unarmed. We're not going to have every combo in the game or everything that you can do in the game. I'm just kind of going through some of my favorite stuff and some of the cooler stuff. When he's unarmed, obviously Connor uses a lot of enemy momentum and his own momentum, no matter what you're using for weapons. But when he's unarmed, he seems to be a little more fluid. He kind of, I could be wrong, but he just seems to run around using momentum a little bit more, and you're also able to take away other people's weapons easier and use them against them, or not take them away and use them against them like that. Here we're going to take this sword away from this guy and stab him with it. In some enemies, it's actually easier to fight them unarmed than to fight them armed. And here there were some cool scenes because I'm up against a building there. Connor was using the building itself, a sort of way to keep momentum and things like that. And some of it just looks cool. It doesn't really serve any purpose, I guess. But anyway, the unarmed is pretty fun. I don't use it a lot because obviously it's also fun to run around with weapons. But I think there's quite a bit of stuff that you can do unarmed. Like I said, taking people's weapons away is one of them. Of course, when you take their weapon away, it leaves them. They can't hurt you as easily, and you then have their weapon. So we're going to get into the clubs, blunt weapons, and the big, heavy axes here. They're all kind of the same. They operate sort of the same for the most part. Now, with these, Connor uses the weapons momentum a lot. There's a lot of big, swinging, fluid motions because of the weight of the weapon, I suppose, is how they tried to design that. You can see he's just using that weapon's weight to cause a lot of damage. The clubs are kind of fun because they are just brutal. As you can see, there's a lot of blunt trauma going on. I still think Connor needs to close his mouth when he's fighting because there seems to be a lot of blood. And then of course you get the curb stomp. I think that's the only curb stomp I ever had. A lot of these combos are going to be very similar. That one's a little different. He causes that guy to stab or hit the other guy, and then smashes his face. That one, that double kill, you'll see a lot. And here we've got the Haitian axe, and you can see that that double kill is basically the same. This one's a little different, but it's the same as some more that you'll see with the blunt weapons. Like I said, mostly they're the same, but I don't use them that much because they're a little slower, but you can still combo them, and they can smash some enemies just right away without having to mess around. So yeah, they can be sort of rewarding to use. Yeah, that guy just got chopped. And of course, one of the bullet shield is a really good thing to master. For me, it's the space bar. Yep, here you'll see this round club, war club, being used in the same kind of a double kill. Oh, one interesting thing about the war clubs that my friend found out. He actually discovered it. If you hold down the secondary button, he'll throw it. And it's a little bit weird, but even this Stonehead club, he'll throw that and just smash people. The Haitian axe, on the other hand, he does this big overhand power swing that just splits people's heads. Now you will lose your weapon temporarily, but you can go get it back. So now we're going to do the hidden blades while I Leroy Jenkins this guy. And don't shoot barrels when they're too close to you. But the hidden blades, I really underestimated them early on. These things are awesome. It's like combining the unarmed fighting style that Connor has with obviously blades, sharp objects. He detaches one of the hidden blades and uses it as a knife, I guess. But anyway, it's really fluid. He uses his own momentum a lot. He uses enemies' momentums against them, obviously, which he kind of does that no matter what weapon you're fighting with. It's just subtle changes, I think, between the weapon styles. But the hidden blades just have a lot of combos, a lot of different double kills, a lot of different things that are just fun to watch. And as you can see, so I didn't have as much footage for that as I thought I did. But anyway, then we'll get into the swords, another weapon that I didn't use that much. I've used the tomahawks and the hidden blades mostly, but the swords can be pretty fun. They're sort of a medium weapon, I guess, so he can smash through enemies pretty easily, and it's got a lot of range on it, I guess, for a melee weapon since it's longer, but it's almost a mix between the heavier style weapons and like the tomahawk or something like that. It's pretty fast, but it does a lot of damage. Now, I don't know how any of these rate. I don't know how the weapons rate, but as far as the game goes, this is just from my experience, what I kind of think of each one. But anyway, the sword can be pretty fun, and a lot of the combos are the same, or a lot of these double kills that you're seeing are going to be the same from weapon to weapon, but they do, there are slight differences to them, I guess, in just how they look in the animation, but so just keep that in mind. Again, don't forget that bullet shield. It's a good way to take down tough enemies if you have a chance. And he really likes to do that triple stab with the sword. Now, these guys I normally have a lot of trouble with, but this day I was having some really good fights. And this double kill, there's two double kills here that were actually pretty cool. That one's pretty standard. This next one, though, this double kill surprised me. I actually took one of them's sword. That one's pretty cool. And this one's one of my favorites for some reason. Because that guy's like, what did I just do? Alright, now we're into the Tomahawk. The Tomahawk's cool because Connor just really uses it to pull people around. And just, yeah, he really tears people up with the Tomahawk. That's why it's always been my favorite. It's by far my favorite melee weapon in the game. And he'll spin people with it, pull people with it, use it kind of like a knife, kind of like a sword. It's sort of a really versatile weapon, I suppose. And here, you know, in this particular scene, it's kind of hard to see what else is going on, but obviously he's running through people pretty fast. And I love the roll tomahawk chop. It's pretty cool. Oops. He uses it in conjunction with one of his hidden blades again, and he does this with other weapons too, but he'll use the hidden blade and tomahawk together. Oh, drop kick. That one you've seen before. That one you've seen before. A lot of similar double kills. That one's been seen before. I like that one. Another one. I just like the way that guy's face got caved in. Now here we're doing some like gun shooting. I was trying to get some double kills with the pistols, and I wasn't able to do it. It's really difficult to get the double kills with the pistols, but every once in a while you'll get some pistol whips, and he pulls them down and shoots them in really close quarters, which I don't know that that's a good way to use your pistols. But once you get the upgrades for your cartridge pouches, you can waste the ammo a little bit easier. Pistols are a good way to pick people off, either to start a fight or at the end of a fight if you just want it to be done. Now here's the duckfoot pistol. You can take out multiple enemies with the duckfoot pistol, so it's kind of nice. There's a, I don't know if that was a pistol whipping or not. The pistol whippings can be fun. But anyway, they're pretty much all the same. You know, it's I had a lot of trouble getting the double kills because you have to get a chain together. You have to get a kill streak going and not ruin it, and keep it going. And then you've got to have enemies that you can insta kill or one shot kill, I guess, and you gotta like step up close to one and hit the secondary button and still have shots left and stuff like that. So there, I tried it, but it didn't work. But there, it worked. Actually, the first time I ever took my double pistols to town, the first time I pulled the trigger, I got that double kill, but I wasn't recording, so it took me 3 days of trying to get it figured out again. And then that fight just ended up well, so I kept recording it. Alright, now the bow and arrow can be used as well. And you just wait for them to attack, block, hit the Q. On PC, the default is Q. I don't know what it is on the other consoles. But anyway, your secondary button. You just wait for him to attack and then shoot him with an arrow. He's pretty fast with his bow and arrows, which is cool. And I waited for that guy to get mostly reloaded, and then I shot him. It was just funny to me. Now, you can get double kills with the arrows. You just line people up, and boom, they're both dead. I love that aspect of this game. I love the thought that went into that particular thing, because it's somewhat realistic. Arrows won't always go through stuff, but they operate differently than bullets do in real life. They kill using a kind of a different principle, so it's actually really cool to me that they put that in there. You just get double kills all day long around these places where there's two guards standing side by side. and you can get your arrows back, so it's pretty cool. Now here, I didn't do a lot of fighting with the rifle, but obviously it comes up in the game. It's something you can do. I haven't noticed any double kills that look any different than the other double kills with other weapons. Use it kind of like a club with a knife on the end of it, because that's sort of what it is. And you have that ability to get that shot off if you have it loaded. And I love the jump past them and stab them in the back thing. That's pretty cool. And then of course, this is always fun. Hiding in a wagon and stabbing folks. I actually meant to put this at the end of the video, but whatever. Alright, now you can also use the snares as basically piano wire type things, fiber wires, if you're familiar with the Hitman games. That was the only real animation I could ever get with it, with the snares, but it was pretty cool and worth it. Very interesting little thing that they threw into the game. And then here's the rope dart. Oh, there's the shooting again. Kill them both. You can use the rope darts in melee combat to knock people down. And I didn't get any double kills with that either, but it's some cool stuff that you can do. And these guys just really liked the action they were getting to watch. And after all your fighting, it's time to go spend some peaceful time out in the woods. It's really a beautiful game, and thanks for watching.
Good night, Licorice.